Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? Another paid request, this time from OtakuGamingHD. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box underneath the video. And this is Terror on the Prairie, one of the films released by The Daily Wire, which is, I guess, Ben Shapiro's filmmaking company. And it stars Gina Carano. This is the film she did after she got fired from The Mandalorian and Disney. And Gina Carano, former MMA lady, not the best actress. I do think she did a good job on The Mandalorian. I think she was the right fit for that. I think with her, I don't think she's star material. I think that's why she worked in The Mandalorian, is that she would use a supporting role in bits and places that made her fit. I just don't think she's a leading actress. Quality. She's got a good look. She's got a good presence. Her acting, though, I'm not going to sit here and kiss her ass on the acting, because she's not a great actress. She's not. But she was alright. But there's a lot of points where she's very monotone and kind of stilted dialogue, and she's very talking like this, and you're yearning for a bit more of an emotional performance. You could buy her tough, and she could buy her presence, and again, I like the look of her. But again, you are wishing for someone that has a bit more of an emotional palette. That kind of hurts the film a bit. Now, it's a Western that takes place in Montana. It's got some really beautiful, I thought, some really pretty landscapes. It makes the interesting choice of having no music, for the most part, no score. I'm not sure if that's an inflection of the harshness of this frontier, or if it was something much needed. I'm kind of back and forth. Again, part of me likes the idea there was no score. Part of me is like, maybe that would help in certain circumstances. I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. It does have a gritty feel to it. I mean, in the first moments, our bad guys are shown beating this one guy up and scalping him. Done, practically. I'm like, ouch. So Gina Carano is on a ranch, middle of nowhere, with two kids, little boy and a baby, and she has a husband, and you can tell that she's a bit fed up with this life. She's fed up here, and she wants to go back east, and she has had enough of being here. Especially after a moment where these Native Americans come and she helps tend to one of their wounds and stitches them up and got blood all over herself, and they're nice and they give her a gift, which is a knife. And that's what I mean, the action scenes, and when she's handling the gun, they don't try to make her a Jane Wick. When she has a gun, she's a pretty lousy shot, because she's not a gunfighter or anything, just a mom trying to protect her kids. She handled those scenes very well, but again, when it tries to go a little bit emotional, she falls flat. One day the husband's away to look for work. She's tending to her kids. These four men arrive. One of them is this Bible thumping captain, saying a lot of Bible lyrics, passages, and he does a good job as the villain guy you just downright hate. A guy who thinks he's in the right because he's part of the South and his daughter died during it, and he wants revenge, no matter the cost. So they come in, they get invited for a meal, things are going fine, and then Gina Carano notices that they're carrying scalps. Not granted, there's a part of you that goes, well, if they finish eating and, hey, thanks for coming. But that may not work out either, so she gets a gun and tells him, get the fuck out. And that's when it's pretty lengthy siege type of film, where there's shootouts, a lot of missed shots in between because there's only 4 bad guys. If she's able to kill all 4 bad guys, the movie would be over in 5 minutes. At one point, there's a nice neighbor played by Matthias Hughes, which I'm like, is that who the fuck I think it is? I'm like, yeah, it's Matthias Hughes from I Come in Peace. You know, the evil alien drug dealer from outer space, and Dolph Lundgren's I Come in Peace. He's in this for a little bit. There's some bits of violence. I mean, it's not wall-to-wall gore or anything, but there's some nice bits. Like I said, there's a decent scalp bit. There's a throat slit. There's some stabbing, some gunshots. And when at least they find out that these guys want the father, and that, you know, the father, her husband's walked into a trap, and then figure out what to do next, dealing with these guys. And like I said, it's, I think, efficiently shot. I think that the bad guys are rough and tumble and work well in being villains. Like like I said, the Bible thumping leader, I thought he did a nice enough job as the villain. Again, the lack of musical score, like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. It definitely makes you pay more attention to the sounds of the location and difference between inside and outside of this shack of this ranch. But maybe it could have helped in some emotional moments, really level the film up a few notches. I kind of wish there were maybe a few more bad guys just to give a bit more of a body count. Like if there were, I don't know, maybe like 10 guys and like maybe 4 or 5 going for dinner and the other 5 are out there waiting. And so, because when it's during the siege portions, when there's downtime, is not really the most exciting movie, because again, I wouldn't say you did a whole lot of background on Gina Carano's character. I wouldn't say you did a lot of depth to her character. And like I said, she doesn't have that emotional palette and that acting range to give like a really deep, committed performance. I know people get tired when I mention this movie, but Halle Berry in Kidnap. I know not a lot of people like that film, but I think Halle Berry herself, that's a very committed performance with all the range of emotions. Even like Demi Moore in G.I. Jane. You know, I'm thinking of these, even Gina Davis in like The Long Kiss Goodnight. I'm not saying they're Oscar caliber movies. I'm saying that they do have this range of emotion that make them really good actresses. And this is a lady that, in a way, she does remind me of Cynthia Rothrock, where I don't think Cynthia Rothrock was the greatest actress either. She works well in what she could do in her martial arts. But here, the movie doesn't serve that purpose, because you don't have Gina Carano fighting, you don't have her using her fists, you don't have her doing her MMA, because it's supposed to be a frontier lady in the Wild West. So now you've taken away an essential tool in Gina Carano's arsenal, and I think that does kind of hinder, because now you're trying to look at her more as an actress, and that's not her strong focal point. Now, I don't think she deserved to be fired. I think her stuff online was misconstrued. I kind of get what she was saying. It was just she didn't say it the right way. But that doesn't mean she deserved to be fired. But I can't, again, I'm not also going to say she's this fucking grade A actress either. I've said that from the beginning because I've seen stuff like In the Blood, which sucked. And this, I would say, of her starring role, this is the best film she's done, starring role-wise. I was never a fan of Haywire. In the Blood sucked. This is that very... She's okay. Like, Gina Carano's okay. I don't think she's terrible. She's okay. It's just there are from time to time that she's talking like this and she's, has this kind of a tonal, emotional quality that doesn't really waver, and it kind of goes in this single line. So she's talking like this, and there's no pitches and ups and downs of her. Again, it's, like I said, you tell someone who doesn't have a lot of range. But she does carry off the presence. She does know how to hold a gun well. She's a lousy shot. I don't like lousy shots. You killed the kid for nothing. I think it's time to end you. Sorry, thinking of Cobra. Do I think the film could work better with a different actress? Perhaps. Would I take her over Brie Larson and Gina Carano and Amber Midthunder? Yes. And like I said, the gunshot sequences, the firefights are decent enough. They're competently handled. This is the same company that released Run, Hide, Fight. And I would put Run, Hide, Fight above this. At the end, it is a man and a woman working together. I mean, I know they're very much against the woke stuff. They're very much against that, so you don't see that in these movies. The husband comes to play, and they both help each other out. It does have a gritty feel. I think it could have been bloodier. I think it could have been a much more bloodier, violent movie. It may seem like that at the beginning with the scalping, but since then it tones down a bit. I think it could be even, like I said, much more bloodier and gorier. Like when people shoot, have like the Django Unchained, those big fucking blood squibs, like really go for broke in that front. But there's some decent bits of violence. I'm just saying it's not like a... When you watch the first scene, you think it's going to be a lot gorier the rest of the way than it really is. But that doesn't mean there's no violence either. There is violence, and it is a gritty Western. Good looking Western. And I thought it was a decent movie. I at least thought it was a 3, maybe 3.5 out of 5 star. But probably, at the very least, 3 out of 5 star. Like I said, if you like Westerns, if you're all interested in Gina Carano, or if you're interested in this company who did Run, Hide, Fight, which is a film I like and I would put above this one, it's definitely worth a look. It's efficiently made. I thought the editing was fine. The pacing I could deal with. I wasn't too troubled with the pacing. Because of the limited amount of bad guys, again, if you think Gina Carano is going to be this fucking frontier woman that's also fisticuff, and you're not getting that. So it was a different type of role for Gina, and she's not 100% successful, but I don't think she fell flat on her face either. I think it's a decent, okay film. It was a decent movie. Like I say, I've seen much worse in terms of Westerns, in terms of Gina Carano movies. It's, in a way, a step in the right direction. Like I said, it's better than the lot of films she starred in before. But it's not like a movie that, oh, this is her comeback. No, I wouldn't say that either. Maybe it's just one of those things that if you know how to use her, and don't, again, when you take away one of her strong points, which is the fighting aspect, it hurts it a little bit. As ridiculous as it would be, I kind of almost do wish it was her fucking fighting and kicking ass MMA style in the Wild West. I might, it's ridiculous and it's unrealistic, but part of me would be like, it'd be a bit more entertaining. But Terror on the Prairie, it's a decent film. It's a decent movie. The little kid wasn't annoying. He fit fine. Like I said, when the bad guys get killed, I think it could be a bit more violent in their death scenes. But there's one guy that she stabbed the shit out of. Down and dirty western that is pretty decent and efficiently made. So there you go. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.